Good day, friends. I hope you're doing really well. And we are just going to jump in and get started with this whole topic of emotional eating. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tracy Brown. I'm a somatic nutrition therapist and a tuned eating expert. So all that means is that I help you feel safer in your body to be able to eat, from hunger and fullness and to eat supportively. And I've got a really good blog post already kind of cooked up for you. And these videos are just actually extra complimentary teaching videos. So let's go ahead and get in there. All right, well, so emotional eating is very charged. And so I like to start really with the basics, and we'll work our way deeper. So we'll have 2 videos this week, and today will be kind of the overview, and then we'll go a little deeper on Wednesday. So emotional eating is something that all humans do because food is good, food is care, food is our first sense of part of our first sense of connection and attachment. I mean, when you're first born, besides being held to feel secure and warm, you're also fed. So there's a lot of coupling that goes along with that, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. That we need care, right? And we need physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual care. And how emotional eating gets kind of hooked up in all that is that over the course of our life, whether we're little bitty, a little older, but definitely in childhood and young adulthood, if we end up going through situations that are just way too much for us to handle, and that might include that our physical needs don't get met, and that, again, that can be caused from food insecurity, that can be caused from care insecurity, or safety insecurity. The emotional eating can get overcoupled with that as a way to feel like something is there. Because again, food is good. It tastes good when we chew and we swallow. We have all kinds of, for the most part, good, if the food is good enough, good sensory information. So it's not at all surprised that maybe some of us grow up struggling with some emotional eating that's beyond intentional. Okay, so it's important to recognize that all humans emotionally eat because we eat sometimes for preference and for pleasure, and we eat at weddings and funerals and parties and all kinds of things. Not inherently bad, not a big deal. When it becomes something that feels like it's the only way that you can manage being a human at that moment, then it becomes concurrent, almost a very regular occurrence, like even daily, we know that it's turned into something that it just can't do. And those of you who struggle with some emotional eating for any amount of time, and you've gathered some insight, you recognize, oh, I'm trying to get food, whether it's a kind of food, a time of day of food, amount of volume of food, we're looking at that eating experience to provide us with something that it just can't fill. It's like, putting on some sandals when there's snow outside, but that's all you've got, and you're hoping for the best that it helps you get through having to walk through the snow. It doesn't really work, but it's what you got, right? And we're recognizing those sandals don't really fit what boots and some snowshoes would actually help you navigate. Same kind of principle, right? It's like it's just there, and it helps us when we don't have capacity or resourcing or tools or skills or insight to do something different. And this is what this video series in the blog this week is going to help you do, is actually give you some steps around that. So that's the basics. And it's important that when we talk about emotional eating, I'm always talking about emotional undereating and emotional overeating or graze eating or whatever it is. Let's get some definitions here. But for the most part, I know when people think they're emotionally eating, they think that they're overeating. If you didn't see last week's videos when we talked about deprivation-driven eating, that's a different topic, because if you're not eating enough calorically and you are purposely not allowing yourself to get your needs met, or maybe unintentionally, but you kind of know under the surface there's some holding back, meal restricting, choice restricting, you're actually causing some deprivation-driven eating that does feel like binge eating. So there's a little bit of a difference. But I will say that if you've had some deprivation of joy, of care, of allowing yourself to have some choices and have some agency, you could emotionally eat because of that as well. So let's see what else we want to talk about today. So again, this is the overview video. We're going to go really deep on Wednesday. I guess I'll just say one more thing. People often, of course, you can't really ever stop emotional eating till you get to the root of whatever emotion or circumstance that we're struggling with, right? So if you're just looking to do a diet or some kind of program, some kind of abstinence program to stop you from emotional eating, it will never work. You'll always have the obsession, you won't have the peace. So part of working with emotional eating that feels distressing to you and even kind of compulsive is we got to get to the root of the rejection. We got to get at the root of the what's the right word? What's missing, basically what's too much or what's missing in your life, whether now or in the past, so that we can close the door on the past and have something renewed now, right? But, for now, what I want you to think about is don't judge yourself if you're doing it. 2, not everybody who's doing some emotional eating can just jump right into intuitive eating, because that behavior pattern has a function and has a purpose. And all the chaos sometimes from the graze eating or the emotional eating, kind of eating past fullness, or just eating in a certain way that's kind of helps you check out. We're not going to have really that strong an interoceptive awareness at the beginning. So I do always instruct people who are like, I don't even know what my hunger fullness is. I don't know what my feelings are. I don't know what sensations I'm supposed to be feeling. It's just really valuable to start with some containment of eating regular meals and snacks. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. Keep it really simple. Keep it, try to have a meal mix. I mean, it's part of full permission to eat whatever you want, for sure. But the goal also is to what is your body asking you to eat, and what in those things sound good, or what would you like to eat, and making sure we're also putting in all those play foods too. You can't do one without the other. And you're not going to treat your regular meal routine as a diet. If you try to do that, you'll actually just binge out of it anyway. So those are just a couple of my tips for getting you started. If this is review, I would love to hear in the comments below how some of these ideas land for you. What else you would want to add to that for our friends here. If this is brand spanking new stuff and you're like, what? I don't try to control binging. Nah, you can't really control it. What you have to do is provide care and support by eating regularly. No more chaotic eating, no more leaving the house in a rush and not having breakfast, or at least having something in the first couple hours you're awake, because you've got to teach your body that you've got its back, that you're going to take care of business and take care of it so it can take care of you. And the deprivation-driven eating, or deprivation of care, of calories, of food preferences, of just being made to feel like your needs matter, that has to start to happen. If that doesn't start to happen, you can turn anything into, even intuitive eating, even recovery work, into another plan, another program, and it's going to fail. It's really important that we recognize that we're not just providing food and behavior changes, we're providing embodiment. If you don't learn to look at yourself and observe what you're doing and what your thoughts are about what you're doing and your emotions, you're going to end up being performative again, just like with dieting and just, trying to be good, basically, versus what is this? What is this experience? Can I be with it? Okay. I guess one last thing is to think about when you start to notice your thoughts of wanting to eat all the food and feeling like eating to comfortable fullness is a threat, or you feel sad or let down by that. Just recognize that's probably not your adult self talking. That could be a voice of something else that might be feeling scared or threatened or whatever by not binge eating anymore. And that's actually 100% very common. People don't think that's going to happen to them. And it happens to most people where they start to eat more normatively and they get scared. They're afraid that they're dieting. They're afraid that they're gonna like accidentally undereat and then go back to what they were doing, or that some part of them feels like they're gonna have no other coping, and they're losing something. They're losing a friend. They're losing safety, whatever. And those are things we've got to like capture as well, and understand, right? So I hope this video helps people who are watching, and I plan to go Wednesday to a little bit more depth around what a typical day looks like for somebody who has struggled with emotional or binge eating, and some of the, this is like an amalgam of people I've had over the years. It's not one person. And the goal here is to give you a sense of what it looks like, what the day-to-day, the hour-to-hour looks like. And so you can, one, hopefully be prepared and be less scared, but also take some steps, get going now. And I look forward to getting, make sure that if you're not already using the tools on my website, you can go to the free, I'll put the link below, but you can go to the free gift section and get those. If you need more support, we have the Peaceful Eating community. If you need to have somebody help you look at the minutia of your experiences in a really deep and compassionate way, we can get you there faster as well from a one-on-one experience. So let us know how we can help you. But until the next video, I'll see you soon, and bye for now.